Drop this phone. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So I guess you called to tell me that.
I just called to say I dropped you.
Okay, so what are we talking about? Nothing?
It's anything but the election.
So we're talking about nothing?
Well, considering that COVID seems to have disappeared 3 days ago.
No, it didn't.
Dude, I just went to the post
I've got a
office
buddy
and
in
UPS.
Denver Denver is going into complete lockdown any day now.
Huh.
And so is Dallas, El Paso. So I don't know what you're talking about, but
Dude, I just went to the post office and the UPS store and nobody's got masks or nothing. All the signs are down.
no, that's interesting because I haven't been to a store. I know I went to Cumbie this morning and people had masks and the signs
Yeah, I'm
are
sure
still
people were still wearing
up.
it.
Yeah, but the signs are still up.
I don't know. It's like it's disappeared in Florida. And the news hasn't talked about it at all.
Unless you're not in Florida. Remember, you're getting local news. I got a buddy in Colorado, and he's like, mid last week, the gyms, the restaurants, and everything rolled back to stage 2. And
I don't
now
know what stage we're on.
we're
in Florida, man.
We're wide open, pretty much.
We have stages?
DeSantis said, whatever, but they've got back to either 25% capacity or 25 people max in their facility.
Wow.
And it's sounding like they're getting ready for a full. They were talking about 1,000 new cases a day in Colorado. So Colorado's getting ready to shut itself down altogether.
Dang.
So COVID ain't gone. It may.
And all that weed smoke doesn't help it.
Yeah, that's what people keep saying. So apparently DeSantis and crew are suppressing anything here. It doesn't matter here, but they're all panicking.
Oh.
Granted, one of his because Billy's. I can't say he owns a gym. He legally owns a gym. He registered it. He LLC'd it. It's an entity, but it's his garage. Granted, he's got $20,000 of fitness equipment in there, but it's a garage. Well, it's not a garage anymore because he actually put an addition on to house it all.
Okay.
So his gym.
Somebody got started somewhere, right?
Well, he's a competitive fitness person now, and a Juniper router guy.
Should we be talking about this on the recording?
No. Dude. That sucks.
It clicks a bit when I move it too.
And so does my right arm, but believe it or not,
yeah,
I wasn't able to do this 3 weeks ago.
Well, the sleep apnea thing, they said the VA. I just sent the test machine back today, and no, we're not even recording. We should probably.
You shouldn't be discussing this.
Right.
So, all right, let's go. We'll do the recording thing.
Oh. Yeah, I'll talk about that on there.
We should talk about creaky chairs.
Well, that's anything but the election. Alright, you ready? I need the quiet for a sec before we start, because I have to take the ambient noise, which sounds like the air conditioner's running.
That's the washing machine.
Oh, okay. But whatever, it's ambient noise, and I can take that out. As long as it lets me. It let me do it on the last one we recorded.
That would be Mondays.
Yeah. Jeez.
You aren't sleeping, are you?
No.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Or breathing, for that matter.
Yeah, properly. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to another Creaky Chair episode of the Not Robots podcast. That's obnoxious. And that's your host, Harry.
Hey, And the non-overtly creaky guy there, because, well, you know, his mass is closer to that of probably Jupiter, so when he sits down in a chair, it doesn't creak, it just goes, oh my god!
Well, this sometimes is an alarm.
Is there?
Yeah.
Is that when you're backing up to the chair?
It's the chair alarm.
Oh, it's the chair alarm.
Yeah, it's too much. I can't handle it.
Hey, I got an idea.
Oh, put them. Yeah, you might need that.
I may need a microphone for this.
Yeah, good for you.
Is this not awesome? Hey, it's your co-host, Harry.
You left it sit over there the whole time.
How are you today?
I'm here.
That's really good to hear, Pete.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Why don't you put that thing on and let's.
Because I think this is much more fun.
Probably.
Fine. Take the fun out of it.
You just attach it to a plastic bag and set it in your mouth next time. Hey, everybody's, listening to each other with masks on now. I mean, you look at the Peanuts, and I can understand what Charlie Brown's parents are saying now. They had to turn it
I
on.
didn't really listen to that enough to actually fully comprehend all of their discussion.
Well, what's really cool is you turn the captions on. I mean, here's that.
You just ruined everything. Completely.
Oh, yeah. So, what I was saying before we started this.
Wait, you were saying?
I was.
Or were you super saying?
Is that we got a subject request.
Which?
I mean, we do pretty much just about every podcast is a request for
We got a subject request?
a subject idea.
We got a subject idea.
This one was,
The idea has a subject?
hey, can I request? Did you guys talk about anything but the election?
Hey, I got a topic then.
So we talk about anything but the election?
How about
Creaky chairs? Yes. Eventually, we'll have to get chairs that don't creak.
but creaking in general. Think about, people say you don't want creaks, but think about creaks.
Well,
So, hold on, go ahead.
We live in the Space Center and we don't work for the Space Center. That's why we can't afford better chairs. Tell me I'm wrong.
So, like I
Go
was
on.
saying,
All right.
the benefit of creaks. Now we live in this technological age. We've advanced. Oh my goodness. So you want to know if your home is secure. You want to know if you're home alone. You want to know if you're safe. Well,
people
if
have wooden
somebody
floors.
was walking down the hallway and you heard this and you're the only one in the house, something's fundamentally wrong.
Wait a minute. They have a creaky chair when they're walking down the house?
Exactly.
How does that work?
Because, there's a loose board and you hear somebody steps on it, there's a creak, and then you're like, there's somebody in the house.
A creaky floor.
I better rack around in the shotgun.
You're not a gun fan. What would you grab? Battle axe? Quiet. Yes. Me, however, it'd be a double-barreled with the one that loads 2 rounds side by side, semi-automatic. You gotta hold on to it.
Is it the pistol one or the actual?
I have both.
Oh my god.
Well, the pistol's not semi-auto. It's a Derringer. Yes. My grandfather gave me that thing.
Yes, that's in an episode, I think.
I think so.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's come full circle.
Dun. Wait, that's not a dun.
No, it's not dun dun dun.
Yeah,
No,
that's
you
a
just
word.
heard that. But you see, and you're going to be making all that noise, and I'm a stand your ground kind of guy.
But it only makes noise once.
No, it makes noise twice. Snap close, and then boom, that's 2.
No, it's already loaded.
It's sitting around your house loaded.
In a box.
The kids trip over the box, and next thing you know, somebody's missing a leg.
No, they can't do that. It's elevated.
They go looking for their Christmas presents, it falls down, and somebody's missing an arm.
Hey, you know how to keep kids from playing with your guns? Take them to the range. Let them play with them in a safe environment. It worked.
So here's my thing.
Okay.
Your son, sweet boy, love him to death.
Everybody does. And yes,
Unloading a round from a shotgun would probably send him, 20 feet?
he wouldn't know because, he's super short still and the shotgun's bigger than he is.
And my point exactly. So how is he? He's like, oh look, a walking stick with a handle. Boom, that's over.
He's not going to be racking around. Especially not in the
It's
house.
automatic. He doesn't have to rack around.
Well, no. The one that I said was loaded is the Derringer.
Oh,
It doesn't make any noise. I mean, it's a wooden cabinet. And then
Wait.
open the
So
box.
when he opens the cabinet,
It doesn't go.
He's been in the cabinet.
It's cherry. It's cherry wood. Cherry wood doesn't creak.
The hinges aren't cherry.
No, it's
The wood doesn't creak
the
on
wood.
the
The
cabinets.
wood
The
slides
hinges.
against the wood. It doesn't have roller hinges or none of that craziness.
When
no
I
ball
think
bearings.
cabinet, I think,
Oh no,
you know,
it's a
saloon
sliding
doors.
drawer, like an end table.
oh, that's not a cabinet. That's an end table.
Yeah, end table.
You need to understand your furniture types. I can't understand your descriptors if you're using the wrong furniture type to
Okay,
describe
well,
something.
I've learned that in order to know what things are like a dust ruffle, that you have to, as a guy,
A who?
either be gay or married.
Well, what?
Apparently, it's this thing that goes around the bottom of the bed on a box spring.
Oh,
Like,
I was like potato chips.
yeah, I had no idea what it was either. Dust ruffle? What is that?
Is that when you get a quality piece of dust and you have it and people want it and you have a raffle?
Like I said, in order to know what some of these things are, you have to either be gay or married.
That's
well,
not true.
I know what
you
it
could
is.
be an interior designer.
I'm married. Possibly. I suppose there's some rare occasions.
There are careers in which you would understand what the dust ruffle
But like the end table makes sense to me. Guys make them in a wood shop, or woman, or whatever. Well, carpenter makes them. We'll go with that. Whoever that is.
For those of you who are going to Me Too this episode, waivers, sign. I'm not me. I'm culturally sensitive, 21st century male. So I do not say that because you're any specific gender or has any specific skill set, and anyone can make furniture.
I just said that too.
I'm disclaiming to keep away from you because you seem to be putting your foot in mouth here. So I'm going to. I'm not trying to catch hoof and mouth disease.
Look,
I'm gonna sit over here.
How else am I supposed to clip my toenails? Because I can't reach those things. I don't
Chainsaw.
have the flexibility.
Chainsaw.
I don't think I'm good enough with a chainsaw. Just hit the toenail without touching the toe.
Phase
Are you?
plasma rifle in the 40-watt range.
I mean, I'm a good shot.
If it's on constant beam, except for the only problem is you've got to make sure you know where you are in the constant beam. And theoretically, a laser wouldn't stop until it would go on infinitely. So you'd cut off your toenail and core the planet, and it would come out the other side, and Earth would end. And
China would fall through, and all of a
that
sudden
would-
they'd be here.
Yeah. And the mole men would be mad because you probably killed their king accidentally, and now the invasion starts.
Well, the mole men wouldn't last very long because they'd be exposed to the sun for the first time. Well, I mean, that's how the crack in
The Kraken?
the crack in their sky.
The Kraken?
That allows sunlight through, that they wall off, and
The
they
Kraken?
put people in. When it is they're going to execute them, yeah.
Liam Neeson's gonna come and
Mole
release
men.
it.
Uh,
The Kraken. All right, let's
Yeah.
move on.
what was that?
Oh, for those of you who do not understand, God forbid you're new to our podcast, hold on for the ride. Since we have no cohesive topic, it's gonna get strange.
Well, we did a what happens when we don't have a topic.
Oh no, this one's gonna be worse than that because that was specifically what happens when we don't have a topic. But now we're off the rails altogether.
Yeah, this one is specifically anything except the one thing.
Yeah, so this means we're completely off the rails.
Yeah.
There are no borders. There is no boundary. We're
Yeah.
back to the flat Earth.
I don't believe you ever left the flat Earth.
Well, that's because we're all on the flat Earth.
I've been
You-
around the globe, so to me
you
it's
can't
not
have
flat.
been around the globe. See, when you fly, do you fly in a circle? To get around, you fly straight, right? There you. Does that not
Mostly.
answer? Does that not answer my question? The Earth is flat. Well, you fly straight-ish because say you're going from here on a diagonal, but it's still a straight line. The Earth is flat. You're not going over something.
From here on a diagonal? What does that mean?
So say you're going from Finland to London. Different latitudes, right? So you're not flying. You're flying straight, but you're flying straight on a diagonal. It's flat.
You're
It's
flying south, yeah.
South, west actually.
Well, yeah, but mostly south.
You're not flying southwest because they don't go international.
Got me.
Wow, that was a good one. I have to build that one.
You laid that in there.
So yeah,
Smooth.
it's not like so you know the Earth because when you look out the window on the plane, you see forever. It's my point exactly. The Earth is flat.
You don't see forever.
Well,
though.
you see to the end of your visual range.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, how come when you're on the ocean, and the ocean is about as flat as it gets, because
no,
there's
it
no
gets
peaks,
windy.
valleys,
No,
there's no
windy.
hills.
Oh yeah, there are. It's below the, but it gets windy.
Right, there's waves.
Then
Sure.
there's that road wave thing that eats ships. Yeah.
I have not seen a road wave, although riding one sounds like a good idea. It's
Not really, because they're usually skyscraper high, and it's not
Well,
something
you
you
know,
really know. Not a good
surfing it
idea.
once would be great.
Yeah, because that's all you're gonna get.
Well, hopefully I catch that wave, because if I end up going through it, and I'm gonna be sitting there a long time waiting for the second one. Though around here they come in sets of 7. I mean, not road waves, but surfable waves.
So, like I was saying, now we were off on this tangent, but the Earth is because you see, and the Earth. But you were trying to explain to me that the water's flat,
Mostly, yeah.
and as far as
no
your
hills.
visual range
No mountains.
can handle, you see forever until the end of your visual range.
Yeah, and well, it's not the end of your visual range; it's the curvature of the Earth. You can't see over top of
This
it.
is the whole curvature of the Earth thing. You people on this curvature of the Earth.
That's why when you get higher up in elevation, you can see further.
It's flat, dude.
There's no way.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
It's impossible.
If I fired a really high velocity round, is it going to come all the way back and hit me in the back of the head? No, because the Earth is flat. It's just going to go.
Okay.
And go off the end.
Explain the satellite in orbit.
It's sitting on top of the flat Earth looking at stuff.
Okay.
It's like if you're holding a pen light over a map.
I understand geostationary orbits, because as it rotates, it's rotating in the same speed, so
Mhm.
it stays. But that's an elevations requirement along with the speed, right? Now, what about like the International Space Station?
Look at it.
It's not in a geostationary orbit.
It's just moving around. Back and forth
It's
across
not
the
using
flat Earth.
propulsion.
It's moving around back. It's because they shot it up there. It had momentum. It's still got a little inertia. It's moving around across the flat Earth. It's okay, dude. It's okay.
It's just kind of wiggling around up there,
Yeah, it's okay.
like flopping around.
I mean, all right. So prove to me that it's right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Take your best crack at proving to me that Earth's round.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Go ahead.
A drop of water. What shape is it?
It's water. What are you trying to ask me?
Earth is mostly water.
No. It's
Uh-huh.
sitting on top of a solid mass. Nice try there. A solid flat mass. Thank you. So let's move along.
Oh, okay.
And a drop of water is droplet shaped because.
So those
it has
are quinoa seed Triscuits, are they?
quinoa.
Whatever it's
seed.
called, I don't know.
It's pronounced quinoa.
It looked like a G.
Quinoa.
Okay.
Well, can you say that?
Skipping the flat Earth
Quinoa.
thing. What's special about a quinoa?
Quinoa
Yes.
is the only grain that actually has a complete protein.
I thought rice had a protein.
A complete protein.
What do you
You
mean?
actually have to.
Like the full BCAAs?
Yeah.
And really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's the only protein out there that's plant based that has a complete protein.
The only plant-based protein that has a complete protein.
Yep.
So you're
'Cause you have
saying
to
that
mix, like, if you actually try to consume a vegetarian diet, oh Lord, we're gonna get in trouble
that's
now.
tough.
You actually have to learn how to mix all of your proteins to get your full chain. Otherwise, you won't get it.
So, in other words, basically, quinoa is required?
No, you can mix like a rice and a bean and something else to get your complete. I actually have to go and look because I don't consume a vegetarian diet, so I'm not. I get my proteins from fish and chicken and turkey and
Beef.
the bovine
Pork.
family and pork. Yeah. And
Bacon, it's its own food group.
Okay. I thought ham was its own food group, but I'll find you one.
Okay, well, if you go to Canada, they cut up ham and they call it bacon too. So
Yeah, that's true. That's yummy.
it is delicious.
Yes. But you know, I try to I consume from that.
Look, we closed the
primarily.
thing and it's still making noise. What's
Is that
up with
for
this
you?
thing? Just for me.
But if you're consuming a largely vegetarian diet, you need to learn how to mix your vegetable proteins to get a complete chain.
Hmm. Okay, so if the Earth is flat, what shape is the moon?
You haven't figured that out yet? The moon's a coin. That's why you see it. You can't see it.
Oh, so
You can't
there's
see it. You can
the
see it.
light side, the
You
dark
can't see it.
side.
You can't- Yeah, it's like the force, but different. You
Ah.
can see it, you can't see it. You can see it, you can't
Okay,
see it.
you see it, can't see it. Got it.
See? Right side, dark side, right side, dark side.
So it
right
just
side.
it flips around between
It's a
day and
coin.
night.
It's a big coin in space. So Mars is flat. I'm telling you, when I pushed the dinosaurs off the flat Earth and walked over to the flat Mars, it was a good time. Took a millennia or two, but you know, it was interesting.
How did you walk to
Kinda.
the flat Mars?
It was kind of chilly.
What?
It's kind of chilly. Walking to the flat Mars.
What?
With the dinosaurs, I pushed off the flat Earth.
What'd you do? Pave the road of bones from Earth to Mars?
Pretty much, yeah.
And you walked on the dinosaur carcasses that couldn't have been dead? They're just falling infinitely?
But there's this whole entire gravitational pull and laws of attraction.
Okay, explain that one then.
Between our planet,
Okay.
our little flat wafer,
Or flat wafer.
flying through space at Mach whatever, and the other
Flat wafer. The cookie.
things floating out there. Yeah.
Mars is like a chocolate chip cookie, but
You
you
have
know,
no idea.
everybody lost the chocolate. Oh, that's what happened to Mars? That's how it's all dried up? You ate it?
So let's move on. You get hungry when you get there. You know, you've got to, sustenance somehow. And I had to.
What's going on with the noises?
Seriously.
We close the thing.
I had to sustain myself by
Again?
consuming, things, and that's why Mars died out.
Because you ate Mars.
Well, Mars.
Is that where the candy bars came from?
No, it came from the M&M company.
Where'd the M&M company
Mars.
come from?
I don't know. Somebody ate chocolate one day and had dipped it in some sort of shell and went,
You know what
Oh.
M&M stands for?
Milk chocolate and
Marshmallow? No.
No.
My guess is Mars and Milky Way. Just, I have no idea.
Then why would it be the M&M Mars company? Because then you mentioned Mars twice. There'd be M squared and M, yeah.
Maybe it's like a Mike and Maria.
Maybe it was Mike and, before they became Mike and Ike's, because,
Or
Maria
the
left, and then Mike started hanging out with Ike, and he was like his road dog. He's like, you know what, we need to come up with a candy. That should have been in the candy episode. That would have been awesome.
Oh my god. Maybe it's like Melissa and Michelle. Two ladies sitting around going, hey, we need a good chocolate. Cover it in candy. It's a winner.
Yeah.
Some dude comes along and says, hey, Michelle, what happens if we put some crunchy inside?
That's
You
a
mean like
different candy.
rice? No, like a peanut. Oh! Oh!
I think this belongs in another episode.
I don't know.
No, we're just not gonna go there. We're just gonna.
Yeah, this should be what, episode 22?
We're going to wax on this topic right there.
Yeah, I supposedly you very, very wisely chose the wax on half of that.
Correct.
Yes. Thank you, Karate Kid.
I do my best. Sweep the leg. Sweep the leg.
Okay. Yes.
Hey, I thought today or yesterday was Ralph Macchio's birthday. Maybe
I
turned
don't know.
59 or something. I can't remember.
I don't know. It's like, how old is Chuck Norris? I don't know.
Well
79, I think. Chuck Norris is in great shape for being as old as he is.
I think Chuck is gonna outlive everybody because he's Chuck. Even the Reaper is afraid.
Well, yeah, I mean. Oh, and so in college, right?
And
There was
college, yes.
Okay, there was, yeah, I know.
There are these
There-
things, yeah.
A place where people go to learn,
Ritz
but they,
oh,
they pay to do it.
libraries.
No, they pay to do it.
They pay to go? Oh, tutoring centers.
No, they pay a lot more than a tutoring center. It's college.
Google?
It's basically
Oh, no,
prison,
that's
but
free.
with males and females, and you're allowed to leave.
Huh?
I don't know. A big
Wait.
institution.
If it's prison with males and females locked in, why would you want to leave?
That's the thing. A lot of people don't.
Hmm.
I want to stay in college for a long time. Anyway, so I had this class where
You had class once?
lots of classes actually. Would you believe it if I told you I took acting as well? No, me?
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It was fun though. I didn't want to buy a book.
That
All my books for like programming and stuff were stupid expensive. And I should use programming skills to tell you to turn the noise off.
yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Can't you just face it down?
I'm gonna try that right now. Oh, that was actually a semi-important text. One of
Oh.
the local high schools just got state champs.
Oh, cool. Cool. Hey, so what was I talking about again? The sleep apnea is killing me.
You were saying at some point you're like you actually had class.
Oh, yeah. So this class,
Mm-hmm.
one of
You were
the
acting.
no, it wasn't the acting class.
Oh, it was the program.
Before I took acting class, but no, one of the classes I was taking at the time was programming. I forget which language, C++ or something. It's not important. But I had to do a presentation on somebody that is a huge influence in my life. Well, I chose Chuck Norris. I did an entire everything, a full presentation.
Did you do a full presentation on Walker, Texas Ranger?
I actually included Walker, Texas Ranger in there. Yeah.
Did you mention Bruce?
What do you mean?
Bruce.
But the show? Yeah.
No, Bruce.
Dude, everything about Chuck Norris. It wasn't just, it was said, the Walker, Texas Ranger thing was that, yeah, he was in that show.
But Bruce, he and Bruce, and they met, and they filmed a movie together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, all of those stuff that he was in, I didn't even list at all. I put it on screen because there was far too many to list. But he was in several TV shows, lots of movies. He writes books. He runs a Christian broadcasting station that's completely free online. Did you know he's a Western author? Yes, Chuck Norris, the guy known for his roundhouse kicks to your face, and, you know, the Chuck Norris jokes that everybody knows. You know, all trillion of them, or trillion plus 2 or whatever it's at now. Yeah, he is a Western novelist. And he has several. Did you know this?
The scorpion crawled across the rock as the sun rose. You could hear his spurs in the distance as he walked. His horse died 2 days ago. This man was hard like leather. He walked across the remainder of the desert. He would find the men that killed his brother, and he would exact
I can smell
revenge.
him. Yeah, who knows? I would totally be like, heck yeah, man, if I find one, you know, I'm not gonna go out on a limb and be like, man, I heard it. He writes these novels. I better buy them. Let's see if I got them on Kindle Unlimited. Woohoo! You know.
Does he write them under Chuck Norris, or does he write them under a pseudonym? That would be the question.
Well, I think his real name is Carlos. So, yeah, don't make that face, Harry, because no one can see it on the podcast.
No!
Yeah. Yeah,
Carlos Norris?
I think so. I don't remember. Like I said, this sleep apnea thing's killing me.
You gotta try to sleep.
I know, man. Okay, so last night, or yesterday rather, the machine shows up to my doorstep, and I have to sign for it.
When he says the machine, he did a home sleep apnea. I'm narrowing.
Yes, it's a home sleep apnea.
Because I know you're so tired. You're assuming like so. I'm filling in the gaps. Don't worry.
Dude,
just
right
go,
now
I'll paint.
for me it's like squirrel.
I'll paint while you tell your tale.
Okay, go for it.
So, he is suffering. He potentially is suffering from sleep apnea. So testing had to be done to assess whether he is indeed suffering from sleep apnea. So the testing company sent him the equipment at home because we all know that we cannot enter medical facilities for fear of the dreaded vid.
Yeah.
Continue.
Well, the VA told me they're open, so I don't know how that works. But yeah. So
Machine
the
shows up.
machine shows up. Thank you for keeping me on track.
I got you.
Squirrel. Something shiny. All right. So open up the box, right? And inside is a box. Naturally, a box ships with another box inside of it.
Well, you have
That's
to
how we do
protect
it.
the box.
Yes. Protect the box with a box.
Mm-hmm.
And inside is a zippered, like pouch sort of
So
container.
there's a container and a container with a container in it.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And you know, put it in the box and another box and another box, another box, and smash it with a hammer or whatever that was. Well, anyway, so inside this zipper pouch, unzip it. There's two zippers, one on each sort of side. Starts in the middle and goes left and right, and it flips open. And inside is this thing that looks like a wristwatch and has wires off of it. I'm like, wait a minute. There's no breathing anything on this or nothing. How is it supposed to tell? Like, it doesn't record sound. I mean, I snore friggin' horribly. My wife is like, look, I need my own room. It's snoring so bad.
Your average fitness tracker now tracks amount of time supposedly in REM sleep and out, so it will tell you how many times you actually startled during the night.
I didn't dream, so I don't think I hit REM.
Yeah, so in theory, they're sitting there saying, if you're coming out of sleep that often, more than likely those are all incidences of apnea.
Well, there's this little disc thing attached one of the wires off of the wristwatch looky thing.
Mm-hmm.
That-
Wristwatch looky thing.
Well, it's what it is. It's like a big watch, and it is supposed to stick right at like the
So
center
you're
of the
supposed
chest.
to stick it in your heart like a stingray barb. Okay.
No, it's a disc, not a poker. And it had a piece of tape inside of there. It said I was supposed to tape it to my chest, and said if I had a very hairy chest that I was supposed to shave it. But haha, lucky me, my hairy chest was already shaved by the VA when they did the Holter monitor because they had to do it to put it in the same spot.
Hold on while we wax you real quick.
The lady breaks out the buzzer and then slaps the thing on, pulls the lever, and then pulls this thing out, and then it's the Holter monitor. It was just right down the chest. It looked like a smaller
strips.
no, like a smaller version of the heart that Iron Man has. What is it called again? The
Arc reactor.
arc reactor. It looked like a small arc reactor with like a sticker that hang off the bottom of it for some sort of secondary probe. That's what it was. It was a button right in the middle. It looked like a small arc reactor.
And you don't have pictures of this. You could have said,
Are you serious?
that would have been cool, man. You had an arc
This
reactor.
ugly thing attached to my chest. You want me to take pictures of it?
You had an arc reactor.
But anyways, so the other wire that's hanging off of this funky shaped wristwatch, which by the way has a display on it. I can't interact with it. It's one button and a display.
Fitness tracker. It sounds like a fitness tracker. But keep going.
One button, which is on, and a display. Not off, just on. So the I/O is just the I. There's a 1, not the 0. Right? Anyway, so the secondary one goes to this cup that goes around my finger. And it says on the instructions that you have to press your finger into it firmly on a hard surface and then grab this little tab thing that's hanging off of it. It looks like a sticker. And you pull. It reminds me of when
Command strips. Once again.
similar, but it reminds me of like when you buy a small electronic device
Oh,
that
and
has
they
a
got a
watch
little
battery.
separator for the battery.
And you have to pull the thing out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Only when I pull it, it slides out this thing from the inside where my finger is at. Like it's releasing a probe or something. Like,
So there are nanites running around in your finger now.
I mean, I could be partially bored now. We have no idea.
That's why you can't remember things, because they're rewiring your thought
Yeah.
pattern.
Well, you know, the doctor said that I had CRS. I can't remember
A
stuff.
Honda?
Not the CRV.
Oh.
The CRS, as in can't remember stuff.
Well, stuff ain't important.
Sometimes.
Things are, though.
Oh, yes. Stuff and or things. But the things are what's important. Stuff, not so much.
Exactly.
Yeah, stuff is what clutters your house.
Exactly.
Stuff is the reason why you get a storage unit and you forget that you have a storage unit. You put stuff in it.
Nothing.
Do you still have your storage unit?
No. Why would have my
I do.
My stuff is here.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know, I could
you have
use the
stuff.
storage unit because I need to get my ladder and my compressor. But
My ladder is in my storage unit.
exactly, that's why.
My compressor is not.
I don't have any room for my compressor here.
I don't really have room for my compressor either, but I found a spot to tuck it away, and my wife goes, "Does this really need to be out?"
When you
Yes.
want air in your tires, it does. Well, there's
Well, her car and my daily driver both do the nitrogen in the tires. Well, you fill it once and you forget about it because the heat, when it gets really hot during the day, it increases the pressure of your tires. When you're on the road on the highway and the heat.
What happens if you have a slow leak?
Well, it's not like you can't fill it with air later. The thing with the nitrogen is when you do the nitrogen in the tires, you don't have that expand and contract, and the pressure changes in the tires. It stays constantly. Whatever it is you set your pressure at for it to run at, so it wears evenly.
What happens if you have
Tires last a whole lot longer when you're on nitrogen in them instead of
What
regular air.
happens if you have a slow leak though? The nitrogen leaks out.
Then you have to get the tire repaired anyways with the slow leak, and then you have them put nitrogen in again.
So now I'm filling my tires with something that costs more than air.
Once. I mean, unless you run over a nail or something.
In the land of construction.
Yeah, you probably run over tools, half a ladder, probably because they broke a ladder and threw it out, and it's the only spot where you're supposed to park, and you're in a hurry to get there, so you slide, there's a car went over part of the ladder, I blew a tire or something, and my spare on. How many times do you have your spare on this year? Been at least twice that I've seen.
Yeah. There's that.
Yeah.
There's that.
So, yeah. Dude, I saw a guy going down the highway the other day with a spare tire on.
Yeah, you can do 50.
No. He was doing 80.
Yeah, he should have died because those tires aren't.
It has a yellow
engineered.
sticker warning on it that says 55 maximum.
Oh, mine says 50.
Okay, well, whatever it is, 50 maximum, whatever. It has some sort of warning on it for the speed.
Yeah, but
Well, every tire
hold on,
has speed ratings on them.
Hold on. That's an instruction, right?
Yeah, nobody read it. That's
Thank
the
you.
problem.
Yeah, there we go.
Clearly a dude.
I was gonna go there, but you beat me.
Yeah. We know women are smarter than guys. We all know this. You guys read instructions. Us guys, we're gonna put it together, realize that it's wrong, and have to start over.
Let me drive my knuckle over this. Oh yeah, me figure. Look, this goes together like this. And when you're done, you're like, why it lean badly?
You know why I've never got into pottery? Can't fix it with a hammer.
Yes, you can.
Once.
No. So as you're shaping your bowl,
Okay.
you can use like a 5-pound mallet, and you wet your mallet, and you can actually go in there and you can curve out, so your bowl can have a more of a not conical, but
Wait. You want me to be finessing a mallet?
yeah, what?
One of the most fun destruction tools on earth? Hulk smash tool?
No, Hulk would not smash with a mallet.
If he wanted.
First off,
come
so let's be
on.
honest.
Bruce Banner couldn't Hulk out and he needed to break something and it's stronger than he was. What is he going to grab?
He'll stub his toe, get mad, and then come back.
Yeah,
So let's be
probably.
painfully honest.
But those
The
of us
Hulk's
that can't Hulk out.
hands are what mallet's going to fit in the Hulk's hand? Tell me. Well, hold on. The Hulk holding a mallet, 2 fingers.
Yeah.
It's got a
It
nutcracker.
would be like a toothpick for this guy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Flipping sledgehammer is probably a mallet, but that's still a toothpick. Shoot. Yeah, let's move on. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna win that.
Sledgehammers are cool.
I know after 3 after
I know.
training.
They're cool.
Yeah.
You use them to like smash tires though.
No, it's kind of hard to smash.
Well, I mean, everybody's attempting to
Strike
smash the tire.
You strike the tire.
You know, if I were to swing hard as I could,
You'd knock yourself out cold.
you really think it would bounce back on me?
Boy, dude, you would. We would probably be ERing you, airlifting, lobotomy with a blunt object stuck in the middle of your forehead. Oh man, it would be unpleasant.
I'd have another scar in my face.
But this time not from tipping over, from invertedly, from bringing the floor to you, or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Like you had
You know-
telekinesis and couldn't stop it in time.
Those carnival things where you you hit the thing with the hammer.
Yeah. Ring the bell.
Yeah.
Ring the bell one.
Do you think
Not
there's
that-
ever been a time when I have not been able to make the bell ring?
I'm surprised that the bell was still up there.
I thought once
Did you
that
chip
I
it?
was gonna break the bell off. The guy's like, "Oh crap! Just don't hit it again. What do you want?"
I'll pay you not to hit it.
Basically.
It's just sad.
I will take that giant pink elephant, sir.
Here's a bottle of scotch.
That would be awesome.
Giant pink elephant.
Hmm.
Back in the before you were born.
Clearly, because I don't know this joke.
It's not a joke.
Oh.
It was supposedly associated with inebriation. You'd see things, and in the 50s,
Oh, well,
it was
Dumbo
always
was pink elephants on parade.
the pink elephant, because you would, for some reason, I don't know why the 50s always associated being inebriated with seeing pink elephants. That was kind of a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you learn something new every day.
I try.
Now,
I try.
do you think I'll retain that?
No, because you've got sleep apnea, and in about now you've forgotten it.
What was I forgetting?
Exactly. So let's continue forward on our
Pink
journey.
elephants.
Oh my God!
I don't remember what they're for, but we're talking about pink elephants. I got one at a carnival. Yeah.
That hurts.
Man, can you imagine? I mean, I can't even imagine. Can you imagine how much better my memory is going to be if I'm like,
Rested,
yeah, I know, if I actually sleep.
and like more than one
Whoa.
brain cell swimming around in there trying to do everything
Well,
by
I got at
itself.
least 3 bumping into each other. Right now.
Yeah, but no, but you see, they're trying, but the probability of them all colliding at the same time is like low. So every now
There's a
and
lot
then
of
you'll,
space in there, and they're small.
well,
Yeah.
they're tiny, and you know, and that, which is why you were able to. That collision was the pink elephant, but you know that was only, it was a near collision because it wasn't full, because you don't remember how you got to the pink elephant, but you did remember the pink elephant though.
Yes.
So they kind of glanced off each other.
Speaking of tiny brain, right? We like all the guys at work, we had to take the test for the vid, right? Well, the CDC shows up with the
Oh my God.
shows up with this thing. It looks like this really long like Q-tip.
Do you know how they mummify people?
Yes.
They
They shove a little hook and they pull it through the
Yes,
nose, right?
Yes.
Well, they
that's
got
the
this
first thing that
really
came to
long,
mind.
thing that looks sort of like a Q-tip, but it's narrower, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's all white, and it's not a a wooden handle or something,
Okay.
So she's like, okay, I'm gonna put this in the nose, and then I'm gonna spin it, and then I'm gonna take it out. And I'm like,
So she attaches it to a cordless drill.
no.
Whee!
No, she had dexterous hands.
Oh,
She was
really?
She was able to spin it well.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, this older lady, she had this huge, like, basically mop suit. She came in there looking like, she's going to space.
When they came in, did you?
That might have been her oxygen machine. Now, she wasn't wearing one, but I'm, imagining. Maybe she wears one at home. Who knows?
Wow.
Just, hey, look, sometimes people got to work and they just can't, Yeah. Some people work 3 jobs. Yeah. One of them is their steady income, and they really don't want to quit it because of it, but
Shut up.
it happens. Hey, look, brain, I'm remembering that much.
Well, I'm surprised you went that far back in time.
I don't remember what it was, but it's there. Anyway, so she gets out this thing that looks like this Q-tip thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Sort of like Q-tip, but it's like flat on the end instead of round, and it's really long.
And you could hook like gray matter and yank it out with it.
And she says to take my mask and make sure that it's down over my mouth. And I'm like, okay.
Because you're gonna hack up a lung when she sticks that up there.
Well, she says it's not because my suit doesn't work. It's because a lot of people, they violently sneeze the moment I put this in, or worse. I'm like, What's
What's
the or
worse than violently sneeze?
Like, what is the or worse? She's like, there's a reason why I wear this suit.
People have hurled on her?
Oh my goodness. Must have. Yeah. Dude, she was covering her hair. I'm
Wow.
telling you. I mean, it wasn't just one of those face masks, right? It had a cover and the flip up and the thing that hangs. It was like a welding mask, but it was clear. Yeah. All long sleeve, gloves, the works, full suit. Like I said, looked like she was going to space, man. Just not as bulky.
Man, that's...
More like a Russian suit, you know? Yeah, what cosmonaut would wear instead of an astronaut. Yeah, because they've been going to space a whole lot longer than anybody else. When our space program stopped after the moon stuff back in the day, Russia didn't stop, man. They kept going. They sent probes all over the place. They got pictures from like Mercury, even though the thing crash landed and burned up. They still got like 4 hours of footage out of the machine. Yeah.
Did they send any probes to Uranus?
Well, I heard that they did, and the only thing they found it was full of methane gas. You know, Uranus isn't the last rock out there, by the way.
No, it's not.
No, there's make and
Yeah.
I don't know. Nobody remembers names of them.
But that's only as far as supposedly there's stuff further out, but we just are having problems seeing it because it's dark. Further we get from the sun.
It's spooky.
It's dark. Yes.
Yes. We have to wait for it to pass along another star somewhere to flash, and we're like, hey, there's something there. But I mean, space is big. You know, you've been there. When you walked across the dinosaurs to get to Mars.
We need the space nightlight.
Okay, so she has this thing, right? And she's prepared to stick at my nose and worried that, you know, maybe I'm going to be one of
Because
those
look at the
projectile
size of you.
vomiters.
You're going to suck in all the air in the room, and the explosive force that's going to come out is pretty much going to blow her across the room.
And it will be a single large achoo. Nope. My right sinuses was clogged at the time, right?
Oh, Lord.
So she's like, does it matter which nostril I put it in? I'm like, dealer's choice. So she puts it into the right one.
It's the
And this
clogged
thing,
one.
I thought for sure, like, I'm going to find out if I have a brain because she's going to touch it. You know? She didn't touch anything. Put it all the way in. I felt it spin. She goes, look, pulls the thing out. I'm like, she didn't touch a brain.
No, she went right into the sinus cavity perfectly. Wow, she's been doing this for a minute.
Like I said, she worked for the CDC. She's been doing it a while.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was neat because my sinus opened up on the right side. I was like, whoa, can you do it on the left too? She's like, no, I just need one. Sticks it in her tube, closes it up. Thanks.
It was like when you gassed yourself, or when the military gassed you,
Yes.
and you could taste milk or smell milk or whatever that was.
Would smell milk. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can taste milk. Fine.
Yeah, you couldn't smell
I
milk.
wasn't able to smell milk. I still can't smell milk.
Well, you can't smell milk again. You
Right.
did smell milk.
I did at that
So
time.
you have a memory of the smell of milk. Ooh, that sounds like a great movie, like Lifetime.
Memory of the smell of milk.
Memory of the no. You ditch the memory part. The smell of milk.
Starring Pete and Harry.
No, I don't want to be in this movie.
Oh. Starring Pete.
Yes.
Directed by Harry.
Now I'll narrate. I'll narrate.
Narrated.
Yes, narrated by Harry. Yes.
So how do you think it'd go? Well, first off, there's laughter.
You really just yanked that out of nowhere. He goes, "How do you think it would go?" Well, we'll have to like. I've got it.
Oh, go on.
So there's a picture of you.
Picture.
Well, the opening scene. It's you.
In a picture.
The lights come on.
Oh, it's me.
You're at a bar and you've asked for a glass of milk, and the bartender looks at you sideways as they're pouring the glass of milk.
Well, you had
And
milk?
Hold on. This is where this.
Wait a minute. I
episode
guess he would have milk because you got to have it for a white Russian.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So, as the milk is pouring, the milk's now pouring in slow motion, and as the milk pours, we zoom in, we
And I'm
flash
staring,
back to
salivating,
young Pete,
dunking a cookie.
but not able to smell the milk. And people are going, "Pete, don't drink that milk because it smells sour." And you're like, "Milk has a smell?"
No, yeah, that's a good point.
And then the journey starts with, you and your journey of discovery trying to find the smell of milk.
That's why I have the habit of tasting the milk before dunking my cookie. Yeah.
Well, once again, episode 22, but we're going to try to keep away from that. So
22 of season 2.
of season 2, yes.
Yeah.
So then
two.
yeah, too much broccoli.
Too much broccoli.
So it goes on your journey of discovery to find the smell of milk
Well, like I'm doing some long trek barefoot.
or something. I could see you in robes in the Himalayas as you're trying to reach that one
And I slowly,
Tibetan monk.
I run into somebody that's sort of like Smeagol, but it's it's a Lifetime movie style. So it's gonna be like some homeless guy.
On the mountain.
Right.
The homeless guy on the mountain.
And I stop to try to help the guy, and he's like, I will help you. I can smell milk.
See? You're getting the hang of this now.
Hey man, Lifetime movie sounds like it's fun.
So then
I know I'm gonna look at these things with a whole new set of eyes from now on.
and there you are, and then we go and forward in time, and there you are chanting, the incense is burning, and as you take a deep breath of the incense, your sinuses open, and they have bowls. There's yak's milk, there's goat's milk, there's cow's milk, there's llama's milk, and you're like,
Your
I can
mother's milk?
I can smell, we're keeping away from that one. I can smell each one. And you're able to discern yes sir.
Okay, so milk, right? Dairy stuff. We make cheese out of them.
Yeah, milk is cheesy.
Can you make cheese from breast milk?
So let's move on this topic before this gets really dangerous. And
I'm not asking for any. I don't. Just out of curiosity.
asking for a friend.
Because you can from like goats
please,
and cows
and not robot. Go do your thing, because God knows somebody out there may know.
Oh yeah, if you actually know, and please give me a story on how you know this.
And if there is a story, I may not want to hear it.
I'm gonna read it and then I'll tell Harry.
Pete may want to hear this, but I'm like, you're making cheese out of breast milk. Okay.
Yeah, notrobotsquestions@gmail.com. You know,
Or
somebody
we
out
need a
there
not
probably,
robots answers at gmail.com.
Well, we're gonna answer it.
That way they answer our question.
Well, it's our question.
Exactly.
It's our email address.
But it's our question.
Well, they're gonna answer the not
But
robots
isn't it for
questions.
them to ask us questions?
They can ask us questions.
But then that
Well,
would
in
be
case they have a
questions.
question.
But if they're answering a question, shouldn't it be not robots answers?
Well, not every question has an answer.
Oh, now we're going to get all existential. How do you know that not every question?
Well,
has
from
an
what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong,
answer? Oh, here
Okay.
we go. I'm in trouble now.
that the smartest people in the world don't have the answers, but they have all the questions.
Because it takes questions to find the answers.
Does it?
Yes.
You sure?
Because if you cannot pose a question about the problem, how do you get an answer?
I'll have to ask somebody on that one.
Think about that.
I'll have to ask somebody. I'll forget what it is I was going to ask. Though.
Oh, good. Yeah.
There is that.
That was very complex and existential, but it's true. If you can't comprehend the problem enough to ask a sufficiently complex question, then you can't get the answer, can you?
I don't know. I mean, you lost me halfway through that. So to be honest with you. Creature.
Summed up, if you can't describe the problem, how do you get an answer?
Man, like every dude on earth needs to know that when they have an argument with their wife.
It doesn't
Like,
matter
look,
if you can't describe it.
baby, I don't know what it is I did wrong. Please, just tell me so I can apologize. You know? That's standard out there for dudes, ain't it? At least married dudes. You don't have that problem, do you?
No,
No, lucky you sometimes. Not all the time.
I am immune.
What are you immune to?
Well, let's see now. According to most of my clients, feeling, empathy, remorse. Those trivial things.
That's a good point.
Because, every now and then I try to throw in the, oh my God, you hurt my man feelings. And I reach for my heart and they go, there's nothing in there.
Yeah, I've been told that I am emotionally devoid. So
Devoid of what?
emotion, I guess.
How would you be emotionally devoid of emotion? You've emotion twice in that sentence right there.
It's a loco motion.
Oh, so your emotion's crazy.
Yeah.
Ah.
Think. It's a sweet emotion. I don't. Oh
Lord.
my lord.
Once again, if this is your first episode, this is the kind of train wreck that happens.
Oh, quit calling it a train wreck every single episode.
It's a train wreck.
You know what we do every single episode?
How
We
train
talk
wreck?
about whatever show it is that I was talking about too. Or
Oh, please,
something
God,
along
not
the
Voyager. God, no.
No.
No more Voyager.
Voyager
Please.
is done and in the past. And neither one of us have watched any episodes of the second season of Mandalorian, so that's not.
I know most of you have probably binge watched it. Well, no. I hear they're only releasing an episode at a time so that you can't salivate and sit down there and lose an entire day going, wow, man, I got to tell all my friends and ruin it for them.
Or you could be like me and just wait till the end and binge watch them. And it's not Baby Yoda, just so you know.
It was never Baby Yoda.
It's not Baby Yoda. Quit calling it Baby Yoda.
Once again, it's a member of the species, but
What
we
kind
thought
of
the
species was it?
was they never actually
We're
told us what
we're gonna
Yoda
call him a
was.
Yodite, maybe.
Well, Yoda was his name, not his species.
If he had a mom, it would be a little old lady who yodeler.
Oh God, he needs sleep badly. Please
I
help
guess.
him. Help
No,
him.
so I'm watching Star Trek Enterprise.
Who?
Star Trek Enterprise.
You mean the Scott Bakula Star Trek?
Is that who his name is?
From the one where he did Quantum Leap?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Scott Bakula Star Trek. I think I got halfway through season 1 and I was like, I can't do this.
I'm not a fan.
I don't know.
I
why.
actually enjoyed Voyager more than this by a lot so far. I'm almost done with season 1 and I am gritting my teeth going through it.
But because you're stubborn and tenacious, you're going to
I'm
grind your
impatient.
way through the whole entire thing.
Yeah, they just found Klingons.
What were they stuck to?
No, it's okay. This is back before, old time, back before
So this
Captain
is
Kirk.
pre-Pike.
Yes, pre-Pike. There's
That's
no
even
NC.
possible.
It's the NX-01.
It was an experimental craft.
Yes.
That's right, because this was the first. This was
They could get
maiden
the
version.
4.5. They thought it was the greatest thing since sliced cheese and
It was who would slice cheese?
I don't know, sliced breast milk cheese.
We have to come back to that.
I don't
We
know.
have to come back to that.
Is it possible? I have no idea.
I do.
But anyways,
Yeah, that's true, because this was a completely experimental craft.
right. And then okay, let's okay.
And I remember the
best
first time they
warp-
fired the
torpedo.
phase cannons.
Right. Well, they had an experimental phase cannon,
Yeah.
and then they wanted to go back. Well, the captain wanted to go back. Captain Archer, he wanted to go back and have the
He makes
phase
good
cannons
cookies.
installed. And he said, "Well, we're going back to have them installed." Okay. The next episode, they have them installed, and they didn't go back.
Well, we missed
I'm
the go
finding
back part.
I'm finding lots of inconsistencies.
No, they
in
went
the
back,
show.
but they didn't, because it was pointless to go back to, who cares about dry dock? So they
I
just
know.
jumped ahead.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they said they've been gone a long time though.
well,
It's
after
6 months.
they, after they left dry dock,
Yeah.
after they got the phase,
Hmm?
why would they have to go back?
Yeah.
Couldn't they have met somebody in flight? They had a good engineer, he could have installed them.
Right. One of the best. He had a good engineering crew too.
Yeah.
Some of the best.
So why would you have to go back to dry
I don't know.
dock?
Well, that's why they said they wanted to make 3 more, and that way when they get to the dock, there's nothing for the guys there to do. It's already done. They never went back, far as I can tell.
So you
and
probably-
there's inconsistencies in the show, and there's
No.
a lot of inconsistencies in the show.
Are there?
Okay, so the very first one I ran into, I think I mentioned this before, is that they said that the maximum warp speed of their stuff is, if they push it, they can get to 4.5. The very next episode, they're doing warp 5.
That's because they had the best engine. He pushed the envelope on. He probably replicated all of the phase cannons and put them up himself. Because he was adventurous.
The one with the time travelers, there's always time travelers in Star Trek episodes, and I don't understand why. But the one episode
Because
of time
the
travelers.
Time Lords exist throughout.
Right, but there's no fake phone booths with tiny suns.
They're not fake phone booths.
Whatever,
It's
it's
a
a
camouflage device
I know.
on the TARDIS.
That's right, it's fake.
The only
Reliable transport device for the time and space. This way now. And, yes, we get it, Harry, thank you.
Well, that's amazing you remembered that.
Well, you only mentioned it enough times for me to have it beat through my very thick skull that doesn't break against the tile.
Because it requires an awful lot of power to jump through time and space.
Okay,
That's why you have a sun.
thank you. Your phone's
Thank
freaking
you.
out. That's you. And it's the end of the thing. Oh, you're not taking it? Good for you. We're recording.
We're recording.
I liked how the edges of your new phone, which is that new Samsung, right?
Yeah.
Well, I liked how the edges did that whole green thing. That was
Larry
neat.
Jimmy thingy.
Yeah, it did like a little light dance along the edge of the phone. That
It
was
shows
cool,
that
man.
too.
Yeah, my
In
phone
case
doesn't
you have
do
it
that.
on mutt.
I believe there's an E at the end. It's mute.
Okay, so if it's a mutant phone, then it shows that it's
It's what do you call that?
those are sound waves.
Squiddly armed,
Those are sound waves.
wiggly wiggly.
Those are sound waves.
It's like double fishtail,
Sound waves.
weavy weavy,
Sound waves.
wobble wobble.
No, that's a dance.
Oh, okay. Shake it, shake it.
That's how you mix breading and egg on your chicken.
It's like your arms were doing the Charleston.
You bake it.
That's how old we went back. Oh yeah. And with that, I believe we're gonna come to the end of the show because we're there anyways.
Where are we?
At the end of the show.
Yeah, but where in time and space are we?
Okay. Time and space is Earth location. We're by the Space Center, so a little bit more pinned down, right? And we're the 2020 time frame before we find out who the next guy that's supposed to lead the United States is. It's not the E word. We're not talking about the E word. Some bibbity bobbity boo's going on with some states or whatever going back and forth between red and blue.
You're going down a rabbit hole that we are not supposed to go down. You're
No.
violating the tenant. Yeah, you are. I don't care if you're subbing in words. You're still going down that rabbit hole.
Hey, I said bibbity bobbity boo.
No, back up off it.
There's magic happening.
Nope. Once again,
That's
see,
the time we're in.
you're describing events that we are not supposed to discuss in this episode. You're violating tenets of this episode.
I'm trying to just
episode
narrow
police-
down the time frame.
The episode police will come for us.
You know what? It could be between the Florida's giving up on COVID, everybody do your thing, and the other states are going, oh crap, this is the worst we've ever seen lockdown period. That's where we're at.
Thank you. That's
Well,
what-
welcome to, we still got a couple months to go in 2020. That's where we're at. All right, and with that, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, complaints, or gripes about this episode or any other episode or anything you've seen or heard here, there's a good chance that there's a possibility of, yeah.
Don't tell us about breast milk.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about the breast milk cheese. But if there is such a thing, let us know, or any sort of show ideas, because this is a listener show idea. Notrobotsquestions@gmail.com, or send us a message at anchor.fm/not-robots. Harry, any last words? Before I kill you, you'll die slowly, probably sometime for old age.
Well, at my age.
I mean, it's going to happen a long time from now, how old you
No,
are.
Not that long.
I'll probably die of old age before you will.
I seriously doubt that.
Yeah, it's true. The genes of my family are all Wranglers.
And you love Jesus.
Not robots, y'all.
y'all. Next time in junk. Peace. Yeah. Don't burn anything down.
Kids, please don't burn anything. You see all the buildings that are like boarding up?
'Cause
Like,
there's-
we're worried about riots.
Hold up. So
No matter what?
Hold on.
Is that?
So I know people who are fully prepared for the civil war that's about to start.
You think it's actually going to start?
They've gone hunting. They've stored all their meat. They've got all their supplies. They've got their exit strategy. I mean, they've
How's that different
they're
from
ready.
me?
They're ready to go all red dawn. Have you gone hunting lately? And do you have 100 pounds of meat stored up?
Not 100 pounds.
Yeah, so they're ready.
Well, I
to
don't
go.
have a big freezer. The problem is I don't have a big freezer anymore because I sold my house like an idiot.
They're ready to go all red dawn, and
Well, Red Dawn is fighting the Koreans, wasn't it?
the remake is fighting the.
Oh, okay. What was the original one?
I believe the original one was the Russians.
The original was the Russians. Okay, so either the Russians or the Koreans. Well, I mean, if we have any sort of country decide that they want to invade,
Now would be the time.
yeah, now would be the time. But there's plenty of people like myself that will go, hey, that bad guy, shoot,
Yeah, but apparently they aren't going to be bad guys. They're just going to be other Americans who aren't happy with what's going on. So
Well, I don't want to shoot another American.
Yeah, and luckily you're going to have to.
I mean, I don't want to shoot anybody.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, survival of the fittest.
Well, I'm fairly fit.
Well, then I guess you're going to have to survive. So it means you may have to shoot other Americans.
So, like, is it shoot people that aren't fit?
No, it's.
I think it just shut off.
I don't think it's about fit or non-fit. It's about which side of whatever line they've drawn in the sand you're on.
How are you going to know who's on what side?
And luckily you're not. So
Are we taking team colors here? Is it like
well, maybe it'll be blue and gray again.
green and yellow?
I don't think it'll be green. Yeah. We may go all blue and gray again.
Black and blue?
After they pistol whip you, I hear that's what happens.
Red team go! Red team go!
Then we could go.
Hanging out in the bushes.
We could
Get the
go.
guy in green,
We could go red and blue, yeah, because I mean that's
Laser
kind
tag.
of the
What
way
about
it
the
is
yellows?
right now. Who?
The yellows.
They're neutral.
Are they always neutral?
Well, in this scenario, unless you piss them off and they join the fray on a specific side, weighting the balance of power to one side. But then, all depending on what tools red and or blue has, all depending on which way it gets weighted,
Well,
we can go all weapony and.
From
completely
what
off
I'm
country.
told from somebody who says, well, I gotta work security because we're afraid the revolution's gonna start off. He's like a captain of a SWAT team. Okay.
Mhm.
What state is it? Ohio or something. One of those, whatever middle of the states, right?
That's actually not. You'd think mid-Atlantic would be in the middle of the country. Ohio is kind of Midwest. Anything in Midwest? Yes, okay, Midwest.
Like Central America.
Central America. So,
No, not
so
Mexico.
a bunch
Like Central
of-
United States. Look at that one. We're not counting the Alaska as any part of that because then we'd all be in Washington somewhere on the far edge of it. But anyways, he's in one of those middle of the continental states, and yeah, he says that it's gonna kick off. We're gonna do security for it and everything, and everybody in the department is blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, that sucks. Wait a minute. Hold on. Are you saying that the guys who like guns are going to have a revolution from the guys who don't like guns? Wait a minute. So one team that doesn't have any guns is trying to fight the team that does? How's that going to work? I mean, are they sponsored by Nerf and then they getting explosive tips or what's the deal?
Well, very simply, if the people without the guns have a president who's anti-gun, they're going to have tanks. And I think
Who's going to have tanks?
The probably the people without the guns.
How are they going to have a tank?
Because maybe the sitting president will send one in.
But you can't have military do any sort of action on the United States soil.
There have been a lot of things in 2020 that you can't have that have happened. So
Well, I mean,
you're
we
trying to say-
literally have, I mean, there's amendments to the Constitution that says that's not possible. Just like our president can't send in like National Guard to a state without a written order from that state's governor.
Didn't that try to happen this year?
No, I believe the news was upset that our president didn't send the National Guard, even though he kept threatening, saying it was. But
Yeah, I was
he
about
didn't,
to say,
and
how
then
can
the state was basically completely out of control. Now there is a clause in that says if the sitting governor is incapacitated,
But
or
like,
they
kidnap them or something
or
like
right,
that.
or they're the point where like we're talking overrun or whatever, and then yeah, it's the president's duty to act at that point. But the state, according to the Constitution, and Lord knows that we haven't followed the Constitution enough in this country. We really should. But again, according to
I
it,
don't want to hang from any trees.
that's not in the Constitution. The only thing I'm telling you right now, the only thing that you can find that has anything to do with any sort of race or color or anything like that is something that was enacted in like 1912, and it's the Militia Act. I forget exactly what year. Maybe it was like 1918, and it says that all white males over the age of 18 are required to have at least one rifle and a day's worth of ammunition. Whatever it is you want to come up to that with, saying it's an actual firearm, says rifle. Who knows? Maybe it's something with a rifled barrel. Could be a Nerf gun. You know, who knows? And then a day's worth of ammunition. What does that mean? If you're not shooting anybody, it's none. You know, what does that mean? But that's what it is. It's in black and white, and it's still the only thing in any of our constitutional anything at all is the Militia Act.
And I find it interesting, and I probably shouldn't be recording this because God knows I'll make more.
I'm probably going to delete all that.